Welcome back to another MCC video. That's right, we're getting another one this soon after the first one. We have been given another teaser. Look at this, MCC Season 2 also. I didn't even see this. I happened to catch it in a group chat that I'm in. Epiclandlord has spoiled us with yet another MCC Season 2 teaser. Now, I wasn't sure whether to make a video on each one of these that gets posted because I don't know how frequently they're going to be. But then I asked on Twitter and everyone told me to just make the damn video. So here we are. We're making a video for each teaser that gets posted now. Hopefully you guys don't mind. The conversation on the last one was really great, so I'm excited to see what you guys come up with this one, which I think is a little more difficult than the first one. So let's take a look at the image in full screen. The image that we've been given from Epiclandlord is a picture of man with raft. Apparently in the last video, I called him man with a raft, which has caused quite a commotion. So man with raft, and he appears to be in what looks like a basketball court, okay? Which leaves it open to a bunch of interpretation. Now, obviously, it's going to sound pretty repetitive with the first thing that we got last week because we don't know what these are yet, and it's quite easy to say could be this, could be this, could be this. My first thought is, as you can see here, he has a big orange chunk in his hand, thus confirming the game Cheese Hunt. And again, for everyone who just likes to see something on the screen, if you're watching, I will pop a little thing on the screen so you can see what I'm thinking as well. So number one option, Cheese Hunt. Easy option, very easy game, coming soon. I promise it's real. I have no idea if it's real. So what can we see from this? We can see that this is the player who is on the court, and we were told in the post here, Epiclandlord says, by the way, this picture is from the perspective of Man with Raft's teammate. Also, that is Man with Raft. He says hi. So, we are being told that his teammate is here. Now, from what we can see, one player is inside the court, one player is outside of the court, and it looks like there's no way in. Now, we can't see what's over to the left, which means there could just be literally an entrance to it, and we just can't see it yet. But what could this be? Now, my first thought was, it's just an addition to the lobby. You can see the surroundings kind of say that it could be the lobby. There's a bunch of trees, there's a mountain over here. This could also just be somewhere that they have it set up to test. Maybe the tests aren't necessarily done on the final maps for these things. But my first thought was that it's just a little addition to the hub, something fun to do. Like right now we have the mini golf course. Maybe this is just something fun to do. You take an orange block and you throw it into the anvil like you're playing basketball. However, this theory was ruined when I saw this comment saying, guessing new addition to the hub, which I agreed with. And Landlord says, no, it's a game. And then said new game incoming maybe. And then we got little shifty eyes. Now, obviously, they're trying to generate hype. So they're never going to give away too much. And they are going to play up to certain things. People suggesting it's a new game are going to get like fun responses because new game equals super hype. Everybody wants new games. That leaves us thinking, what could this be? So all we know so far is that it's probably Cheese Hunt and that it's definitely a game or part of a game. So it could be a brand new game. It could be part of a new game, or it could be part of an old game. We don't know. But I don't think they would confirm it's a game if it's not a game. That would throw everyone off completely, and that would be very brutal. So let's quickly try and go through what it could be before I lead into something that I think is very important to do with the Knox Crew game show again. So one thing I think it could be is a survival games map update. Now, the problem with this is we haven't played survival games in so long, but I think if I remember correctly, they actually did update the map, and we actually haven't played it since then. So I don't know if it makes any sense to change the survival games map. The reason I'm going for something like survival games and not something like BattleBox is the surroundings that are here. You know, this to me looks very much like a regular Minecraft world. What's interesting is I think if you look just above here, if we were to zoom in, and then can we control zoom on this? We can a little. Okay. To make things easier here, I've actually pulled this into Photoshop so I can zoom around a little bit and like drag it about. Something that I noticed in the background is it looks like there could be some sort of parkour here. So like there's this block, this block, this block. Looks like it goes down a little here. We can't really see much, but then there's another block here. Now, this one is on a post, so it could just be decorative. This one appears to be floating, as I think the post would be right here if it were not. Now, we can't see anything else after that, which could mean that perhaps there's a block hidden behind here that we can't see. Or it could be absolutely nothing to do with that, and I'm just over-analyzing it. But I think that there is a chance it could be something to do with another minigame that we've already seen. The only thing I think it's fair to rule out right now is the fact that it's a hub update. It's definitely not a hub update because it is a game, as confirmed by Epiclandlord. So what game could it be? Now, I think another key thing to remember here is that what we're seeing is Man with Raft being viewed from his teammate's point of view. Now, based on the position, it looks like Man with Raft is running from the right side to the left side, but there's no one else in this picture. There's no one else in this picture. It doesn't look like there's any other team in this actual section, which makes me think it's part of a bigger map. This actually isn't a full game. It's actually a part of a bigger game. I think you can rule out most of the games. I don't think it's anything to do with BattleBox personally. I think in my last one, in the last teaser we got, I was edging more towards the side of to get to the other side map or something to do with Ace Race. So I think it's fair to rule those out because I don't think we get 2 teasers of the same kind of game in a row. I could obviously be massively wrong, but if we rule those out as well, there's a chance it could be something to do with parkour tag. That's why there's potentially some like parkour things over in the corner. Perhaps this is just actually a part of the map and the orange block is completely coincidental. You actually can't even play basketball here. And I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments again. Obviously, I love chatting to you guys about this, and there was some great conversations going on in the last video. Some of you guys really caught things that I had no idea about, and you're helping me to refine my ability to search for clues, okay? As I said in the last video, there is quite a lot of inspiration that comes from the Knox Crew game show, and I don't know if it's weird to call it inspiration since it's the guys that made it that make this, but after doing a very small amount of sleuthing, there is actually a Knox Crew game show game called Blocksketball. Let's have a little look at what happens in this.
On your Air Jordans and hit that spacebar. It's time for Blocksketball, the game that is quite literally basketball in Minecraft.
But everyone knows there's no basketballs in Minecraft, John.
That's why it's called Blocksketball, Bobby. Teams have to jump, push, and shoot to get the block into the opposing team's hoop. Each time you do, your team scores a point.
And the team with the most points wins, right, John?
That's right, Bob. The game starts when the block is thrown onto the pitch from the commentator's booth.
To steal the block from other players, you'll have to punch and push them out of the ring.
Sportsmanship!
When a player is pushed out of the ring, they must pass the ball to a member of the opposing team. That player then takes the throw-in from the same position.
And remember, there's only 8 minutes on the clock.
Sounds like our teams have got to keep up their guard and be quick on their feet.
It's time for Blocksketball!
Okay, so what we just saw there was a basketball minigame, you know, and you saw the rules, you know, so you can see here that teams appear to start on each side of the ring. The ball is then thrown into the game, and you must then try and knock the team out to get the ball back and then throw the ball into the opposing color's hoop. Okay, so seems pretty chaotic. Now, I have some feelings on why it could be and why it couldn't be this. First thing is, could this be too easy? Is copying a game they've already made too easy, especially when they know there's people trying to work out what these teasers mean? They maybe think that everyone is going to go straight to this. You know, they've shown a basketball court and then they've given us they've previously made a game called Blocksketball. Could it really be that simple? Have we actually cracked it? Are we getting a basketball-based minigame in MCC Season 2? Now, I don't think we are. If we were even remotely right in the last video, and what they'd actually done is they've made a minigame or a minigame map based around an old game from the Knox Crew game show, but not actually directly that game. Could it be that the first map, the first thing that we saw was a map or a game based on the game Factory, or a factory-based map? Are we now seeing that they're hinting that they have actually brought some of the other things like Blocksketball into MCC Season 2, but as parts of other games? Will we get a Blocksketball themed area in a parkour tag map or in a to get to the other side map, you know? I think actually just taking the game is too easy. I also think that you can see from this picture, there is no space. This is a tiny little arena versus this huge arena, which is only used for, this is only used for 3v3. So we'd be looking at going 4v4 on this, which would be even more difficult. You know, it needs to be way bigger than this. So I do not think we're getting Blocksketball, but I think they could be taking some inspiration from parts of the previous game show games and adding them into here for a nice mix of a modern twist, but with a thrown in little edge of nostalgia for the old school Knox Crew fans. As always, we're going to take a look at the actual comments of the post as well, see if we can see anything in there that we can maybe agree with or break down. As always, we have a tester chain of people doing the shifty eyes. We absolutely love that. Testers love to throw some shifty eyes on the Reddit to throw everybody out. So, okay, the B said block skip ball is replacing dodgeball as finale. You heard it here first. Again, we've discussed that a little bit, but I don't think that's it. Here we have a cheese hunt related game. We love that. Incoming new Seapeekay video. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There actually is. And you're watching it. Wow. Lots of people saying could be block skip ball. Now, I like this thought. Calling it now, it's just going to be a lobby game. I hope that we weren't being baited by Epiclandlord when someone said it's an addition to the hub and he said, no, it's a game. What if it actually is a hub-based game or a lobby-based game? And it was just to throw people off the scent. I really hope it isn't that, but something to consider. Again, we have another thing here. Is this just a little cool thing to do on ESG map or is it a new game? It's a game thing, not a decoration. So definitely something, he's really hitting home on the fact that it is related to a game. I don't think this rules out anything to do with SG because it says it's not decoration. That's not necessarily what was asked. So hopefully we can get some more clarity on that going forward. And this one here, hey Seapeekay, read this. Your name has P in it. Look at this. Love that. So let me know what you think in the comments. I am definitely leading towards it being something to do with another map, you know, potentially to get to the other side. I mean, that's one of my least likely ones. If we were right about the last one being to get to the other side. Could be something to do with parkour tag. Could be something to do with survival games. Could be an entirely new game. Who knows? One thing I do know is that it's only been 4 days since we got the last teaser. Now we have another teaser. If we're starting to get such frequent updates, does that mean MCC is closer than we all thought? If they're teasing it so heavily at the start of February, will we find out by the end of February when we'll be getting the next MCC? I think if we keep getting teasers at this rate, we could maybe see a mid-March MCC Season 2. However, I do think they'd really have to announce something soon for that to happen because that would give, honestly, only about a month from now before it would be MCC. So I think we're probably cutting it close. But if we're getting this many updates, I believe it could be as soon as March or more probably April. Let's all just sit with our fingers crossed, okay? So we can get MCC back as soon as possible. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Seapeekay. Thank you for enjoying the MCC content. I really love making it. I dropped absolutely everything I was doing today so that I could make this because it came at a weird time. I ate my dinner and I came through and I made this. So please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with all the MCC hype and future MCC related videos. I've been Seapeekay and I will see you guys in the next video.